everyone, welcome back to ASX Market Watch. Thank you very much for joining me today. We're checking out the entire world from a chartist point of view. A fantastic way to spend 5 minutes of your weekend and just see where exactly the world markets might be heading. If we were to believe that 3 out of 4 stocks might follow the overall market, then this can be a very handy tool to have in your trading arsenal as well. We're looking at the entire world, as I said, looking at down under Australia, the All Ordinaries, Dow Jones in the Americas, the FTSE in Europe, the Hang Seng, the Shanghai Composite, the Nikkei in Asia, and also the Bombay Index in India as well. Guys, fantastic stuff. As always, we will start down under Australia just because that's the market that I particularly trade myself. And something extremely exciting is happening around the world. Yes, indeed, the world markets are actually converging in very similar patterns, guys, and I want to show you exactly what they are. The first one that I'll show you, as I said, is all in the All Ordinaries. Let's just jump straight into it. It's absolutely beautiful. What we've got here is a really, it's quite a familiar pattern at the moment that we're seeing. It's a reverse head and shoulders. I also call it like a little slingshot pattern. Why do I call it that? Well, let's just check it out. It's really fantastic. We get a consolidation on the left-hand side, right? And then it goes really sharply down. And then we usually, like the highest probability move is we get a consolidation on the right-hand side as well. Now, this is basically the reverse of your traditional head and shoulders pattern, which I don't usually tend to use, guys. I think they're a bit gimmicky. They're a little bit dodgy, and you can't really trade them. Like, at least I don't find that I can trade them myself. Other people may be able to, that's fine. But just to give you a quick idea, we had a very similar pattern down here, just a little consolidation or a little smaller consolidation on the side here, a nice sharp middle bit, and then another smaller consolidation on the right hand side. And what happened after that? When it broke out to the upside, we had a beautiful about 5 to 10% move, probably about 7 to 10%, and that is a decent move that you can make a decent amount of money in the markets. We did prove that at the site at asxmarketwatch.com. So fantastic stuff. That's what we're expecting basically, is for the market to consolidate around this area, and then if it breaks out to the upside, then happy days, we could see the market move this entire length again. So that's another 400 points, and that would be absolutely fantastic. Around about a 10% move. As I said, a lot of money can be made in a 10% move on the markets. Now, just quickly, really quickly, where would we find support on the All Ordinaries at the moment? And I'll try and make this quick so we can get to the other markets as well. This is just a quick retracement. We're currently at the 25% retracement. I would be expecting that we wouldn't go more than the 4,875 on the All Ordinaries, guys. If it does, that would be a very bad sign. That would be potentially heading into a further down moves. If we find support at that level and then go up past the 5,000 level, then as I said, happy days. We're looking at potentially a beautiful up move from there. But at the moment, just consolidation. So that's all we can do. All we can do is wait. Next, just quickly, Dow Jones. What do we see on the Dow Jones at the moment? How good is this? We've got a little consolidation on the left, a little sharp move in the middle, and a little consolidation forming on the right. When it breaks out, or if it breaks out above 12,450, that would be your trigger signal basically, and that's potentially would see a sweet up move, maybe another maybe about 800 points there at least. So that could be a decent move on the Dow Jones again if it does break out to the upside. Currently it's heading in that direction, so happy days, and it's well above its trend line, guys. So it's got trend line support at about 12,000, and that's also a round number, so even more happy days. In other words, a psychological number. People tend to find support at round numbers. The FTSE, this is the FTSE, guys. This is the broadening wedge pattern that we've been keeping an eye on for probably the last 3 or 4 months, really. I mean, and again, this stuff is not rocket science. We've got the trend line on the top that would usually find resistance at the top end of the trend line, and we've got the trend line down the bottom where it would usually find support. And as you can see, it has found support. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 times it's bounced off that trend line now. So that's happy days. And as you can see, actually, we've got a little consolidation on the left, a sharp move down in the middle, and it's forming a consolidation on the right as well. So guys, if it does break out to the upside, then again, we could potentially be seeing another move like that to the upside again. At least that's your traditional head and shoulders analysis. That's what you would usually find. If you were to do that, that's what you would usually find. The market may travel that entire move again. So that could be something great to look forward to if it does break out. And that's what the world is waiting for. See, the thing is, no one around the world really knows what's going on at the moment. Everyone's a bit scared about Japan. I mean, ask anyone. Everyone will give you a different opinion. The only thing that will tell you the truth is the chart. And the thing is, we're waiting for this consolidation. Because of this uncertainty, there's a bit of consolidation. And when people decide, or when people make their move, then we'll be able to see which way they've decided. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's up and we get that breakout to the upside. Again, guys, we've got a little bit of support on the FTSE. If we were to just do a quick retracement, it has bounced off the 25% retracement, which is a nice narrow retracement. Again, I wouldn't expect it to go further than 5,880 approximately. If it does, then we could be in for more falls or further falls from there. So again, that's just something to look forward to. Let's check out Asia. The Hang Seng. This one's a great one. And again, basically exactly what we're seeing is consolidation on the right-hand side here. If we get a breakout to the upside, again, could be a beautiful up move. And really, that's something that we can look forward to. It has broken above its trend line, and traditionally, you'll find that that trend line becomes support. So now we may have support at 23,770 on the Hang Seng, and that's in Hong Kong. So really, again, not rocket science there. It's broken up above it. Now it's become support. If we get a breakout to the upside, we could see a beautiful up move, and that's what we're looking forward to. Really quickly, the Shanghai Composite in China. A couple of weeks ago, we called a short-term uptrend, and again, this stuff is not rocket science, guys. It's very, very simple. We had a trend change followed by a high peak, high trough. That just confirmed that there were buyers. And what's happened in the last 2 to 3 months? Shablam. We've had a beautiful up move right there. Called it way back here. Top notch. Fantastic stuff. What have we got in the future? See, this is our medium-term resistance. So what we're expecting is for the market to potentially find resistance at 3,100 on the Shanghai Composite. However, I mean, China is still going all guns. So, I mean, really, this uptrend will also form support for the market. So it's sort of coming into a little bit of a crossroads here. We may find support at about 3,000 and resistance at about 3,100. So something very, very interesting that we have to keep an eye on. So what have we got next? We've got the Nikkei, I think. The Nikkei and Japan. Now, guys, again, this stuff is not rocket science. A couple of weeks ago, we called a short-term downtrend. And then 3 days after that, we got the massive crash because of this tsunami and everything that was happening in the world. So the charts did tell a story a couple of days beforehand. How they did that, I have no idea, but they did. Now what we've got is we called a short-term entry signal way back. And yes, we did actually call this, if you check out the ASX Market Watches, we did actually call this as a very short-term entry signal right down the bottom here. Now what we've got potentially is we're still in a short-term uptrend, guys. If it was to close below this level here at 9,500, and I'll just enlarge that a little bit. 9,500, if it was to close below there, that would be a short-term exit signal on the Nikkei again. And again, I mean, what is this? It's just all this consolidation again. We're really just looking at sideways movements all around the world. No one really knows what is happening or what is going to happen. And really, I mean, that's the way it should be. Just let the markets tell you where they're going. That's the beauty of it. That's why we look at the charts. And again, what have we got? If it breaks out to the upside, 9,835. If it closes above that, then that would be a beautiful up move. Could head to approximately 10,600, 10,700 on the Nikkei if it does break out to the upside there. So that's something to look forward to. And last but not least, as promised, the BSE 30, the Bombay Index. A couple of weeks ago, guys, we called a short-term or a short to medium-term entry signal at 18,800. Why did we do that? Because of this Dow theory entry right here. And again, this stuff is not rocket science. We called it. Go and check it out. Check out your previous ASX Market Watches. We called it way back there. The market has continued in its uptrend since that day. What did we also say? We also said that it would find resistance at this medium-term trend line. And what has happened? The market's found resistance at the medium-term trend line. Oh my gosh! It's amazing! But yeah, obviously, check out the Market Watch. We did call it. So these are done in real time, guys. Then this is not a hindsight trade. This is definitely not a hindsight trade. And yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. It's why we look at the markets. Again, what am I going to say about the BSE 30? If it closes above this consolidation... I mean, really, you read my mind. You really did. If it closes above 9,800, then we've got a potential buy signal, a potentially beautiful buy signal as well. If it closes below that, then really, I mean, basically it's still in the consolidation phase. I wouldn't expect it to make too far of a retracement, but hey, you never know what can happen. Fingers crossed the market will break out to the upside. And if markets around the world do that, guys, get ready for a beautiful bull run. That's all I'm saying. Apart from that, that is the world from a chartist point of view. Happy days. Thanks for joining me. It has been absolutely fantastic. We'll get the crowd going, and basically it's great to have you here. I will see you next week, and I cannot wait to check out the markets with you again. Until then, guys, happy trending. Bye for now.